What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Moon's Minecraft. Grab a bite. I got something to share with you. What if I told you that for a few episodes now, I've had a secret. I've had a secret in this world, everybody. You can barely see it in the frame right now. Do you see it? Do you see it now? That's right, I'm over at our Blaze farm right now, and yeah, this has been here for a few episodes now, and maybe some of my overhead shots you might have been able to see it just barely, but I put this in the world a little while ago. But maybe connected up a little path over here, right outside our Blaze farm. What's going on in here? Well, as you know, last episode I basically confirmed that, in this one we're going to be doing the train station. We're going to be leaving this area finally, and there's actually quite a bit of prep work that needs to go into that, because if you're going to make trains and rails and whatnot, you need a lot of stuff. And so, when I'm laying down the track, well, there's one thing I need. Gravel. And you'll see I got a whole ton of it. This is my secret. So yeah, it actually hasn't been running for a while because this barrel is all full up. I got a tier 3 stack upgrade in this barrel. And I also have a void upgrade, which means I can turn it on. So I'll show you how it works in a second. But yeah, we got 24,576 gravel. That is 384 stacks, or 16 chests full of gravel. That's how much we've produced here. And yeah, I can't fit any more. So I just decided to stop it. Hopefully this is enough for what we're going to be doing in this episode. But yeah, because it's got the void upgrade, this can just run forever. So I believe all I need to do to turn on is flick this. I should just start going again. Yeah. So this is the machine. And I'm just going to walk you through how it works really quick, so that, if you want to build things on your own, you can. So, pretty much, I got power going below, as I usually do in, everything. I got some water wheels, and this is actually running at max speed. This is at 256 RPM, and we bring it up here. I'm using a sticky piston, like I showed off in last episode, with some drills attached to it. That's what breaks the cobblestone. Then over here, I just use an observer to detect when the cobblestone is done. I use one of these guys, which is a create mod redstone component. I believe it's called the latch something or other. Powered toggle latch. It's one of these. And basically it takes a pulse, and you can see it turns it into like a lever signal. Normally there's some redstone stuff that you'd have to do to make this possible. I don't know too much, so that made it very easy. And that will activate the gear shift here and turn it from moving that way to moving this way. It comes back with the barrel, goes along here, and gets grinded up right here, and comes along to the gravel barrel. So there, it's off my chest now. That's my secret, and that's what I've been doing in the background while I've been building everything these past few episodes. This guy's been running on in the background and giving me all this gravel. But now that I've come clean, I think it's about time we start getting trains going in this world, huh? And I'll start off by building a train station right on over here through our tunnel, through the town hall that we built last episode. This is where our train station is going to be, somewhere over in this area, and we're finally going to get moving. But first I want to tell you a little about what I want to do with the trains first. So as you know, I have the large biomes world, so every single biome is massive. We have one other area in our world way back from the first couple episodes. Way over here we have the mine shaft, and this is where I actually want to go and make our first stop. But I have another plan. If I can look at waypoints on here, somehow I know that's possible. So I enabled the waypoint for the portal room, and you'll see it's right there. And so that actually creates a pretty nice path for us. So what I'm planning is that we're going to start out with a north to south track over here. And maybe let's say it starts right over here. We're going to go down, make a bridge that crosses the water. We're going to go along this way, pass by this cool area maybe, get right outside our portal room so we have easy access to the portal, and then we're going to continue along up over here around the water and somehow make a line that goes all the way over to our mine shaft. That is going to be our first rail line that we're going to put in this world. So not quite expanding into the horizons yet. There's some more things to do, but yeah, that's what we're going to do. So I guess without further ado, I'm going to get started on the train station so that we can focus all of today on the train itself. And lastly, before I do, there is more detail work that I want to do in this area. I did mention last episode that this was going to turn into a tree. I do still have plans for that. That is maybe going to be later in the video, maybe next video. But yeah, this area definitely isn't done. I do want to get this stuff put in there though before I really go through and out detail the whole area. So Yeah, I just want to make this train station right now, and I want to make the train. Maybe it's just me wanting to do those things. I don't know, but either way, we're gonna get started. I went ahead and built it off camera because I don't really want to put a build montage in this. We got stuff to focus on, and the building isn't really important. So, without further ado, the big reveal. That's the train station, everybody. Now, again, just like everything, I'm not 100% finished yet, but I will show you a little bit about what I got going on here. It's very, very simple. So I got these big 2 stairways, and they just lead up here. And here, of course, is going to be where our track is. I got these little guys, I don't know what you call them, terminals, something like that, so you can step out onto the train. Very undecorated up here. I will change that eventually. But you might notice this guy, and out here in our quote-unquote ticket booth, this guy, these are pretty interesting. These are actually display links. This is a create mod thing. These guys basically let you display messages, and if you go on the ponder, all you gotta do is use a clipboard and you can put messages right on them. We got things to deal with. I got a machine that we're going to add to our town hall here because we are certainly dealing right now with a whole lot of track, or I guess that's actually the opposite of what I'm trying to say. We got a whole lot of gravel and not a whole lot of track. We need the track. And so we got a bunch of different kinds of train tracks. I have Create, Steam, and Rails installed. So normally you'd only have the one kind of train track from Create. I get all these extra options from the add-on. And I also get a bunch of building materials. I don't know if I could just look up, yeah, Steam and Rails. These guys here, we're going to make use of these today. Lots of stuff going on with Steam and Rails. It's a very cool add-on. But we are going to Steam and Rails. No, I want to look up track. These guys, okay, so they normally look a little, you might notice they're kind of gray. These actually aren't what we want. I'm going for gravel, and if you put the gray track down on that, I don't think it looks very good. I also don't think that's how rail really looks to me in real life. I don't know if I'm crazy for this, but isn't it wood most of the time? And we get that with Steam and Rails. We get wood options. And I've gone ahead and I went in creative and I looked at all of them and I tried to see which one looks the best, and I think we're going to go with oak. Spruce was another option, but I think oak is, I compared it to some pictures of real life, train tracks, and I think oak is what we want to go for here. So we need to make some oak train tracks, and this is what we're going to go ahead and put in our town hall. So right up here, we're going to install a little machine for it. The recipe is kind of similar to the precision mechanisms, where it's a multi-step process here. Start with an oak slab. You deploy either a zinc nugget or an iron nugget on 2 times, and then you press it, and you get your track. So it should be pretty simple. I actually think that'll fit up here, no problem. I mean, it's only 3 machines. We can put it right on this wall, or we could start using this wall pretty easily. Now, it does have depots there. You can just use, like I did down in the precision mechanism, here I'll freak him over to it. You could just use belts, so you can have the item moving right along and get plunked by those guys, and we'll have our track. So yeah, I'm gonna install this machine right now, and we gotta get going on some track because it's about time to make our rail line. I just spent, I'm not even kidding you, probably about an hour trying to rig this up. This is a feat of engineering in the world of Minecraft, let me tell you on what. Okay, so here's what we got going on. We got this installed to the left here. You can see I got a lever here that says up equals track, down equals mud. Yeah, so they both don't work at the same time. So I'm gonna go in the guts here, and you're gonna see a monstrosity. It is just caked full of, I can't even show it all. It's just caked full of machines in here. I used like every block available to me. I got a piston going on in there. I got some like regular redstone going on. Yeah, it was interesting. So we only got 2 water wheels back here. It's hard to even see anything. I'll just explain. We only got 2 water wheels back there. And so I was having problems the whole time having enough power. Now I could have just put it on this wall, but that would be the quitter's way out, wouldn't it? For some reason, I was very, very dedicated to having it on this wall. So now this wall is fully filled out with a track and a mud, and the lever just switches between the 2. I have clutches installed, and so what those do is they use redstone power, and they halt the rotation when powered. It breaks the connection. So that way it's not overstressed, because if I had it all on one thing, it'd be overstressed. So I can switch. Right now I have it on track mode. I hit the lever, and now the mud machine is going. And then I can bring it back. And now this machine is going, and that's all powered by that piston I was showing. It just moves and powers the clutches on either side, so I can switch right between the 2 machines here. So yeah, here's our track machine though. I need to put some blocks down here still, but I just finished it, so I'm gonna show it off. I do need to put hopper upgrades up here. So just like the precision mechanism machine, I'm using hopper upgrades on these guys to put them onto the deployers. So you can see they're filling up with iron nuggets now. I took a whole stack of iron and made it into nuggets. So whole stack of iron dedicated to this. And then we got slabs down here. And then if I throw this funnel down, it should make us track. Oh, I only put one down. All right, we can put a whole stack in there. Now this guy is running pretty slow. Oh no. We might have to think of a better machine here. I also have the track, or the belt here, running on separate water wheels. Yeah, if I go in here, you can see, yeah, I have some small water wheels off to the side here, along with the big water wheels. Those are powering just the belt here. You know, it's not so bad, actually. So we got our track, actually, and I'm just going to go right in the world over here. I'm going to go run on over to our place over there, and I'll show you a bit about how I'm going to lay these down. So I'm going to go in from the side onto the gravel here. So my gravel is 8 blocks wide, if I did things right. 8 blocks wide, yeah. So the track, when it lays down, is just about 3 blocks wide. It's pretty dang wide. Oh, I forgot. There's stuff about breaking it and placing it. What you can do is you can place it manually. You can also click on it and go down a big old stretch. Click again, and it'll make a big stretch here. Now I do want to show off really quick. I'll shave off a few here. So I have it set up so that there's a 2 block gap between them. I think that should look best for having a 2-way track. I mean, I do want to see also how a 1 block gap would look. I guess I should have looked into that more. Let me see. So I place it here. Keys are hard. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I actually might like the 1 block gap better. Although when I have trains running, you know what? I like the 1 block gap better. So I'm going to change this to 1 block gap, so it'll be 7 wide. We're going to have a 2-way train going. We're going to have 2 tracks going all the way across the place, so we can go to and from different areas in our world here. Okay, so with that built, I'm going to throw a whole bunch of oak slabs that I just farmed, 700. So we're out doing the iron here, and I'm going to throw that in there and get us some track going. While that's going, we are going to get work started on our very first train over here. I already got a pretty decent plan for it. I just got to figure out some things, starting with how you start a train is with a train station. We're going to need one of these guys. Which needs a train casing, which needs a sturdy sheet, which needs more funky recipes. Exciting stuff. So over here where we have our precision mechanism set up out here in a little tunnel in Town Hall. So we have this over here and it looks real nice, and then over here we have an unfinished area, and I think this is the perfect spot to put the train casing. What are these? Sturdy sheets. I think we should put this here. So we need to spout lava. That's a new thing. And then we need to press it twice. So spout, I actually have not made one of these yet. It's a copper casing and some dried copper. And I believe this is just, yeah, copper on wood. Just like the other casings. This is actually pretty cheap, but how am I going to get the lava? I don't know. I might make a little lava farm down here and see if I can put it up. Yeah, there's a lot to figure out. I don't know. I'm going to get working on it and kind of show you what I figure out. So I've gone ahead and implemented what I'm going to call phase 1 of the sturdy sheet machine, because we need lava, and you know it's really annoying to go get buckets of lava, so I just need some replenishable lava, and it's actually pretty simple how to do that. I just created a vanilla lava farm in here using dripstone, and that can actually go down here in the guts, and I'll show you that we got the pumps going on there. I got one on each cauldron, as you can see over here, and we pump that in our pipes here. I just have this because this is connected up to our elevator that we made the other episode up here. And the elevator I want at a specific speed, so that's what this is for. And then I take it down here and I make it even faster for our actual machine. So these are running at 128 right now. We're just pumping in our lava, and it's bringing it up into this tank. And so basically the idea from here is we're going to take it from this tank on probably this wall, I guess, because we have our glass over here. So I'll pump it here over the door, and on this wall we'll have a belt going, and we'll get our spout set up, pump some lava into there so it'll always be full up, and then we just got to press it twice. Now you need powdered obsidian to get this, which is done with the crushing wheels. So I could think about putting a crushing wheel setup in here, so I just have to bring obsidian. I don't know, I'm not too sure about that. I'll have to figure out if I want to do that or not. Anyways, let's get going on the next part of this project. I'm going ahead here and I'm crushing up some obsidian. That's the first part of the sturdy sheet, is the powdered obsidian you get from crushing it up. 75% chance to get it back is pretty good. Might as well just keep going until there's none left here. So yeah, I got this set up all working out. I just got a couple things I gotta add in here. I'm actually going an interesting route with it. Okay, this is it. Yeah, okay, we're done here. So I got 24. That's pretty good actually. I only put 10 in there. Wow. 75% return is something crazy. Okay, so here's what we got going on. Here's what it looks like. It's a little messy, I'll admit. Maybe I should cover these up actually. Some casing. I don't know, maybe that looks better. Something like that. So here's what's going on here. We got our spout, we got our 2 mechanical presses, we got everything hooked up to power. I just want to add these in for decoration. This, I'm switching to a barrel that'll hold 2 slots, so you can put an item there, an item there. And the reason I'm doing that, well, I'll tell you in a second actually. Yeah, so we gotta pump the lava over from the tank here. It's filling up with our small little lava farm down there. It goes on over to the spout, and that just needs to get pressed twice. Pretty easy. I guess we'll just throw them in there. I'm gonna start with 1. Okay. So sturdy sheets, that's gonna be where our top part goes. And I will, yep, so that's going to go there. Now I also want something else out of this farm, which is we have our lava farm down there. Why not make it into a lava farm? And actually, if you put the bucket right in there, the presses, it'll just ignore it. So you can just put the bucket in, boom, and get a lava bucket. So we're actually going to save that one as well. So this is a lava farm too. I can get my lava buckets right out of there. You can't just, unlike some other like tank mods, you can't just right click this. It doesn't work like that. You do have to spout it into them on either a belt or a depot. So yeah, this is a dual purpose farm. We got lava and our sturdy sheets, and I'm just gonna throw the rest of these in there, and we'll create a bunch of sheets and we can get further going on our train here. I have some basic parts crafted up for making trains over here, and I'll show you what they are in just a second. We're gonna walk on up to the station we made that still needs some work done to it. But anyways, so I got train stations. These are with train casing and a compass, and the train casing is using those sturdy sheets. And you can just right click onto a brass casing. This doesn't go right on the wood, but this does. So you just brass ingot sturdy sheet onto wood. You get the train casing. This gives you 2 train stations. I believe we just need 1. And I also made some train controls. We're going to need these when we actually build our train. Now I'm thinking the station will go here, but you need to right click it on the track. I guess we'll go right in the middle. I might have to move this later on. I'm not exactly sure. Okay, so we have that bound to the track. Now when I click this, I should be able to, okay, some of the stuff will change later. Should be able to create a new train. It says use train casing on highlighted tracks to create bogies. Boom. So this is going to be our train. And here's how this works. These basically work like contraptions. I don't know if they're literally are considered contraptions, but we're just going to make the most basic, stupid looking thing ever. And actually make it around here. I just brought some dark oak wood, and we're just going to make a little square. I'm just kind of demonstrating how this works right now. So train controls are also important. So we're going to glue this all up. I should be able to come over here and say assemble train. Yep, and it works. And now, if I right click on this, you'll see now controlling unnamed train. And if I give it some force, oh, we can move forward and backwards, actually. Nice. And then if I hold space, or I'll actually demonstrate that, I'll go a little bit more backwards. Now if I go forwards and hold space, you'll see down at the bottom there, and the flag comes up, then I can shift. And now I'm able to also disassemble the train, and then I can make edits to it. So our very next step then, of course, is going to be to build our first train. I actually already have a design figured out, so I'm just going to do a little build montage, short and sweet one, of me building that thing up. I think it looks pretty good. I hope you like it too. I don't know. I'll put a good amount of time into it. I was looking at a lot of pictures and stuff. I hope it looks good. Here we go. Train building time. Something I'd also like to point out really quick. I did move our train station a little bit, by the way, because I think we might want to add a car to this. I'm not sure yet, though. But I did want to point it really quick because of Steam. Or yeah, lost my words for a second. Create Steam and Rails, the add-on that we've been using. There is a thing. I thought I was doing that right. Oh, here. How do I do it? Alt. Open the bogey menu with Alt. Yeah, and this gives you a bunch of different train styles. So normally there's just like one, I believe, which is the standard. We're actually going to go all the way up to the sextuple axles, this guy right here. And I think what I actually got to do is this. Yeah, and so this is like a full-length train, and this is what I built my train off of. So this is what it's going to look like. And yeah, so now, for real this time, we're going to get building the train using this as our base. And that right there is the first train of Merv's Minecraft in the Greymon series. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what we going on here. I actually don't really have much to say other than I do have a couple interesting things that goes on. All the blocks basically on this part. So these guys, there's actually two different kinds of those coming through. Through Create Deco, there's the hulls. And so those are based on metals, and that's actually what I have here is a copper one, and this is an andesite one. But then Steam and Rails adds their own in many colors, and you can also wrap them in metals. So I'm using black copper wrapped in the middle here. So black copper wrapped ones down here, and the ones from Deco on either end. These are actually made with mechanical crafters, which is what you saw in the beginning. And so it's 8 of the copper wrapped metal, blaze rods, and buckets. And speaking of the metal, I don't think I showed that off either. That is just done with stone cutting iron, and then you can dye it a bunch of different ways. That's what we got over here. This is just red Loca metal. The rest of this is pretty much just deep slate. So yeah, that's those blocks. And then here we have a whistle. So these guys are actually, like, they literally whistle. And I think, yeah, I have it connected to a fluid tank. It's behind those trap doors there. I do believe that on a train, it'll go, like, when it reaches the station, I want to say. Something like that. I don't know, but it's on there. I feel like I heard that before, and I put it on the train anyway. So anyways, it's on there. And then I also have a coal burner smokestack. So there's a bunch of smokestacks added by Steam and Rails here. They're all pretty cool, and yeah, they literally just make it smoke like a train does. And so if everything went correctly, I should be able to assemble this train. It opens up the door for me. And I should be able to move it. I'm going to move backwards a little bit first, just to make sure. And let me get back into... I need to go back into F5 mode here. I just want to make sure that nothing was left behind, and that it all got glued together. It looks like it did. You might see some graphical errors on there. I'm getting graphical errors all over the place. I don't know what I did in my mods. You're going to see them when we place tracks down too. It doesn't bother me too much. I don't know. I really don't like it, but I don't know what to do about it. If any nerds out there know what's going on. I'm also getting them with shulker boxes. You can see that they kind of display weird, and when I tested them in creative, I don't know, I got visual errors all over the place. So apologies for that, but that is going on here. But yeah, it looks like it moved all as one here. And we can go back to our station. And that will automatically open the door up. Now, I don't like that. It doesn't really line up with our station at all, actually. What's up with that? Oh, it aligns the door with this guy. Is that what's going on? So then we'd actually want to put it, like, here, okay? Alright, I figured out a bit more about how the train station works, and I finally got it working correctly here. So if we get our train and back up, And then we hold space to approach the station. We will get onto the station, the door will open, and it's right centered with where our platforms line up here, so we can get into our train. If we were added another car, we can make it so it'll open up right here, or here maybe like a passenger car or something like that. So yeah, that is pretty much it actually on the first train. I really like how this thing looks though, so I'm gonna get a quick little shader shot on this guy. Well, that is actually going to be it on today's episode, everybody. I am currently working on making that track, so don't worry, that's going to come in the next one. But unfortunately, the setup and the prep to getting to actually making the train just took much longer than I expected. So sorry about that. Next episode, though, for sure, we are actually going to get expanding into other parts of our world. We're going to finish this line over to the mineshaft base from earlier on, and hopefully maybe we'll get somewhere else in the world. I'm not sure. But yeah. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. You know the deal. And have a good one. Bye-bye.